In this video we're going to go through some scenarios of how we can laser engrave and cut out for these clocks. So we need an 8mm hole for the mechanism to fit through. Shift key. And click on that and make that 8mm. Zoom in. We need two of these. Control C, Control V. One snapping into the middle of this one. And if that happens, hit the mouse wheel. One snapping into the middle of this one. That one we're going to change to red. Okay, now in this scenario, that's the back, blue acrylic, just gets cut out. 10mm a second at 40% power. This bit here, MDF, numbers get cut out. 10mm a second, 40% power, including the ring here and the hole. And the puffle image is just laser engraved. Okay, at 150mm a second, 40%. Check how this happens. It's going to do the puffle first and then do all the cutting. Okay, but in reality we don't want to cut the blue out yet, so we would turn that off and not show it, so that when we did our saving, which happens here, you go save RD file. We'll be putting it in a pen drive, but I'll just put in my pictures. You would just give it a name. And it could be clock 1, or it could be clock face. Save. Turn those back on. Turn these ones off. Save RD file. Clock back. Save. But I think what you should really do is put your name on it, so we don't get confused. Okay, that's that job done. So I'll undo those. Now another scenario is that the puffle, we could actually engrave it and also cut it out. So we're going to do a Control C, Control V, we'll just put them over here. We'll do an image trace. Fade the image because we want the outline. Okay. Delete this fella. Zoom in. We need to ungroup it, and we're going to delete all the lines except the outer line. Now that's a cut file, so what we'd have to do is bring this guy out. We need two of those, Control C, Control V. This one gets cut out of the acrylic in this case, and we'll do an MDF separate one. So this will say it's going to be blue acrylic back, red acrylic, blue will shine through or show through from behind. The puffle, we might just have to make this a different color like black and make it a line only, and again that's good, 10 by 40, and we put this, snap this onto the puffle. So in MDF we're going to cut out the puffle and engrave the puffle. So this is a 3-stage thing. The back, the face with a hole cut out of it, and the numbers are all cut out, so the blue shows from behind, and the puffle will fit into this cutout, but we have to cut the puffle out of MDF. So this time we turn off. No, we're leaving the black, aren't we? So what we're doing, piece of MDF, we got the image first, so it's going to do the image, and then when it's done the image it's going to cut out the line. which you could see if we went out, no output on the image. It's just got the line. Okay. And then you would save that. Save RD file, Puffle MDF, but you need to put your name. So we'll turn this back on. So that's one scenario. Well, it's actually several scenarios. And we could have the same sort of idea with the fake before. This could be a piece of acrylic or a piece of MDF. But if you're going to laser engrave solid colour, like the solid, if that's solid, whether it's into MDF or acrylic, it needs to be 30% power, 150 millimeters a second, 30% power. That can be done here. Double click on that number, or the colour there, and that's where you change it. Speed millimeters a second, 150, maximum power 30%, OK. So in this scenario we could have blue acrylic that's got laser engraved F8B4 into it, those are cut out, that's red behind it, and the red will show through. Or we could change these so that they were black as well, and they would be laser engraved. And we just have two layers. Or we can do the similar to the Puffle, and we grab this fella here, we make him a line as well, and we do a Control C, Control V, we'll change that to another colour, make that line, and we'll change this to 10 by 40 as well, and we'll cut it out. So double click, change that to 40%. Okay, so in this scenario we're having a red background, we're cutting everything out of a blue acrylic, it will leave red lines poking that you'll be able to see through. It'll have the F8 cut out of the blue acrylic, and then this green acrylic will be cut and it will fit into it. I'll have to do 3 different saves. I also have to put my hole in. Okay, the hole for the clock mechanism shaft is 8 millimeters. So circle tool, hold down the shift key, make sure the padlock is locked, zoom in a bit, move that into here, snaps in, Control C, hold the cursor there, Control V, hopefully I can snap that in as well. Yep, change that one to red. Now in this case here, this piece is just a cutout, so there's no point having a hole in it, but actually we need to make sure the hole is in the right place. So this piece here we're going to delete. So we want to copy the F8B4 and the circle and put down to the place where we just deleted, and then we'll change it to green. So I'm going to select these, Control C, Control V, change all of that to the green, and we'll just keep that how it is. And now in this cutout, this scenario, I would be doing 3 different cutouts. I'd be doing a blue, a red, and a green. So it's just a matter of turning different things off. I just want the green. I turn all these off and don't show them. And all I'm doing, save to RD file, give it a name, green acrylic. Turn these ones back on. Turn that off. Turn off the blue actually. So that one's the back. Save RD file for the back. And then for the front, it's these ones. File, save RD. So you just save the front out of blue. So lots of different scenarios, lots of different ways of doing it, but it has to be done in layers, whether it's MDF or acrylic, and you can insert things. You just have to set it out really carefully. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that was not too complicated.